Not going to be a direct versus by any means because we've kind of had a lot of those on the channel. But I do want to discuss the Fold 6 in context of the OnePlus Open because that's the comment that I get the most regarding the Fold 6. It's like, well, the OnePlus Open blows us out of the water in every single category. There's no reason why you should get a Fold 6. Samsung is 4 years behind on design. Just look at the OnePlus Open, everything that it does. And look, the OnePlus Open, I love a lot. It's a great device. I think OnePlus did a phenomenal job with this device. I love Open Canvas. I love the way they handle multitasking. I love the hardware here. There's a lot to like here, but there's some drawbacks as well. So that's something that's all stuff to consider. You get the more versatile camera system with the 6x zoom. Camera quality, you might go back and forth on. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. You got to deal with the large kind of disc here and all the stuff that is the price you pay when you want a more versatile camera system, which I don't think people understand when they complain about the Fold 6, that yes, there's a cost there. There's a cost to the device. There's a cost to design. You have to have a bigger camera system that throws off the balance, throws off the design of it. So those are all things that people have to weigh. Now, that might be something you don't care about, and then you can pick up a device like this. But it's not the blowout that people make it to be. Don't make the mistake where you think that just because you need some sort of feature or you think the feature is the most important thing in the world, that everybody else cares about that. And that's the mistake that I think I've made in the past talking about the Fold devices and Samsung and the way they approach design here. We've talked about how there's plenty of people who like the Fold form factor. That's why they don't change it that much, because they have design that they like. But, people have seen the OnePlus Open now. People have seen the Pixel Fold. It's not like a couple years ago where the only other folds were overseas folds and people really didn't have it. And you could say, oh, well, Samsung has this prisoner. Of course people like the Fold design because they don't see anything else. They don't have anything else. That's not the case anymore. People are seeing the Pixel Fold side by side in carrier stores. People are seeing this device kind of more out in the open. It's more talked about. Yet they still are picking the Fold 6. There are people who pick the OnePlus Open. That's fine if you're one of those people. But there are reasons, legitimate reasons outside of Samsung just holding us captive why people would get a Fold 6. And one thing that I've talked about is that even though the idea of like two S24 Ultras sandwiched together sounds awesome, there's a good number of Fold buyers who don't want that, who like the fact that it's a more compact device. So when we talk, you say, oh, people are laughing like, oh, they have to give us an extra millimeter on the front. What difference does it make? To those people who want to maintain a compact form factor but would like a little bit more real estate on the front, that's a big difference. Because if you make it too wide, then it becomes something like the OnePlus Open. And while this is a beautiful experience on the outer display here, I think it really strikes a nice balance. That has costs on the inside. It becomes a much wider canvas, and not everybody wants that. So understand, even though you think it's amazing, and why wouldn't people just want a bigger Fold, there are people who like this compact form factor, to be able to carry it around. Like, this is an incredibly nice device to hold in the hand. It's a wonderful size. It's pocketable, but then when you open it up, you get that big screen experience that you wouldn't otherwise have. That's why people gravitate towards a Fold. So, I've learned that on the customer base. People have helped me with that, with comments and feedback on why they like the Fold, even though they see other things. OnePlus or One UI is still the most reliable software on the platform. I don't care what anybody says about Oxygen OS. The cameras, yes, it's more of a camera conversation and competition than you'd think. I do like the OnePlus cameras a little bit better overall than the Fold 6 cameras. And especially you add in the functionality, the versatility, the zoom, those things that people like. But there's a price that you pay for that. Look at the camera size and the humps on the back here, whereas look at this. Okay? Do you want to make that sacrifice, or the camera is really important? Do you want to Fold? Well, then guess what? Here, congratulations. Here's your device. Don't worry about what's happening over here. OnePlus Open Canvas, brilliant. I mean, if I could, this is one thing that I wish One UI would adopt. The fact that you could just do this and then just kind of like fly around is just an amazing experience. I love that. One UI needs to get on that pronto. But that's the only area where One UI loses to Oxygen OS on software. Oxygen OS has a lot of quirks to it, whether it's going through the different apps to set the refresh rates on third party or whatever it happens to be. All the quirks I've had over the years with Oxygen OS. Still a lot of work to do over there with the ColorOS integration. Still a lot of question marks on support of what you're going to get and what it's going to look like overall. There's some quality control issues over here with the OnePlus Open. A lot of people had issues. Am I saying it's 50% of people, 30% of people? No. But it was above the normal, when a new device is released, there's the normal amount of noise, okay, on Reddit. Everybody's got, my screen broke, or I threw it on the ground and it doesn't work anymore. You get that kind of layer of nonsense. The quality control stuff for the OnePlus Open rose just above that to where it's not something you dismiss, and it's something that you at least take seriously. There were people who had legitimate display issues with this device, and they had nightmarish results dealing with OnePlus customer service. Many people had to be without their phones for 2 months. These displays were a little bit more susceptible, whether it was a hinge or whatever, than the Fold 6 has been in the past. So do keep that in mind. If software support is important to you, if that compact design is important to you, if just the squared off design is important to you, if Galaxy AI, there are a lot of different reasons why you'd pick up a Fold 6. So don't just sit there and say, the OnePlus, well, why would anyone even bother? OnePlus Open is significantly better. It's better in a lot of areas. But don't think it's a no-brainer for people. There's still plenty of reasons why someone would get a Fold 6 over a OnePlus Open. And just because you champion and value those particular features doesn't mean that everybody else does. So keep that in mind. I like the design of the OnePlus Open. I appreciate the extra internal space and open canvas, and like I said, all the rest of it. I love that crimson color that they teased today. Oh boy, is that a sharp? That should have been on release. That is a sharp looking phone. This and that like crimson textured. Oh, that's a gorgeous looking phone. This is a phenomenal device. Don't get it confused. Don't get it twisted. This is a really nice device. And do I wish Samsung might, copy a couple of these design elements and certainly some of the UI stuff? Absolutely. But there are reasons why they don't, as far as design's concerned, and there are reasons why people would still prefer and pick up a Fold 6. Don't sit there and dismiss the importance of software. Don't think that is not really that big of a part of the experience because it's all Android anyway. You couldn't be more wrong. There are OnePlus Oxygen OS has plenty of fans, and if you like it and it's smoother to you and it works well and it just speaks to you and you don't mind the iOSification of it and you don't mind the different settings on it, you don't mind the different quirks and headaches and stuff that comes along sometimes with updates, you haven't had those problems or issues, then fine. This is your device. Absolutely. Don't even worry about it. This is your phone. You'll love it. But if you are somebody who wants that more compact design, you want the reliability, you want a slightly better hinge, you want all that kind of warm and fuzziness that comes along with your $2,000 investment when you're talking about Samsung. And look, people have had plenty of nightmares with Samsung customer service. It's not to say that like Samsung customer service is some sort of award-winning organization. It's not. Okay? Plenty of headaches over there as well. But there are Samsung stores. There are things you could do here in the United States to quickly alleviate any particular issues that you don't really have. You're kind of at the mercy of OnePlus support when you're talking about getting those devices serviced in the United States. So I understand that the OnePlus Open has these features that you think, technologically and just it makes it look like a device from 5 years ago. I get that. Whoa, knocking everything all over the place. But that's not really the case on the overall package. And there are reasons why in conversations that the Fold 6 still holds a title of the pound-for-pound best foldable out there, especially here in the United States, because of those things that we talked about that need to be cleaned up here on a potential OnePlus Open 2. If they come out with another one that's like this, slightly better hinge, they sell me more. Their Android 15 version is great. They sell me on the software support. They sell me on the experience. Then you know what? It's a different conversation. But right now, that's not the where we are with the OnePlus Open device, and we are definitely there reliability-wise on the Fold 6. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.